Santos and his Lobos try to take down the top-seeded Aztecs. Generations of fans here for the big matchup.
Basketball on CBS Sports Network. It's the March to March, presented by Principal. Nightfall in Albuquerque, capacity crowd in the pit as New Mexico plays host to the number 22 ranked San Diego State Aztecs. A game with huge implications for the Lobos. For the Aztecs, they're trying to maintain their lead in the Mountain West Conference standings. But New Mexico, as we mentioned, playing for their tournament live, trying to get one of those at-large bids. Good evening, everybody. Jordan Kent alongside the coach, Pete Gillen. And if you're a college basketball fan, this is what you live for. Packed house here in Albuquerque. And for San Diego State coming in, they've had a remarkable season so far. It allows them to relax a little bit because they know they're playing for tournament seeding.
No question. San Diego State, first place in the Mountain West. They won 5 in a row, and they're playing terrific defense. New Mexico is desperate for a win for sure, but San Diego State right now has controlled this game.
And a big reason for the Aztecs' success, a very deep and talented bench that has helped them all season long.
The bench has been tremendous for San Diego State. They average 27 points a game, which is 22nd best in the country. They lead the Mountain West, and they do a great job. They rebound, they knock down threes, they pass the ball. They really have a tremendous boost to their team. They can score on all different levels.
A lot of people say this is a must-win game for New Mexico because when you check in with Jerry Palm and his latest standings here as far as which teams are in and which teams are out, the Lobos find themselves as one of the first 4 teams out. Sitting at 20-8, a win against San Diego State would be huge. They're going to rely on their big 3, New Mexico will.
New Mexico really lives on their big 3. The big 3 average 52 points a game, which is 3rd best in the country. Jalen House scores from all over. Terrific job at 6 steals. Odesse's a record machine. He runs the court. Tremendous big guy. And Jamal Mashburn Jr., the king of the mid-range, leads the Mountain West in scoring. These 3 guys are going to play well tonight for them to win.
A Saturday night sellout in Albuquerque. The Aztecs will try to keep the Lobos from running. We'll bring you the starting lineup opening tip when we come back. Well, welcome back to the pit here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. As we said before, a sellout crowd of over 15,000. And for Brian Dutcher and his San Diego State Aztecs, it's their first trip to New Mexico since 2020. They are currently in the midst of an unbelievable run as they try to win their 3rd conference title in the last 4 years. Looking at the starting lineups for the Aztecs, Trammell, Butler, Bradley, Johnson, Mensah. For the Lobos, House, Mashburn Jr., Johnson, Udeze, and Alec. And then Richard Pitino, his 4th 20-win season has been achieved. But they know that here tonight, Pete, they have got to try and make sure their big 3 get out in transition and they protect the basketball.
Crucial game for them. We got to take care of the rock, play smart, play with emotion, but control the motion. Jordan.
Your officials tonight, Mike Reed, Gregory Nixon, and Glenn Mayberry. In the words of Luther Vandross, the ball is tipped. Aztecs take control.
Here we go. Lobos play man-to-man, which they play 95% of the time.
Already, though, the matchup for New Mexico, Alec on Bradley. You pointed that out.
Yeah, last time they played, the same thing. Alec did a great job. Bradley was only 5 for 16 from the field, 14 points. That was a big reason why New Mexico upset San Diego State. Their only loss of the season at home for the Aztecs.
Mensah with the soft little jumper coming off the game in which he had 6 points against Colorado State. Big-time victory for San Diego State, 77-58. Here's Udeze using the glass.
He had a double-double last time they played. 10 points and 15 rebounds for the Lobos.
Look at the left pinky finger of Matt Bradley. Injured that in his last game. They said it does not affect his shooting, but an early turnover. So New Mexico forcing it.
They're going inside more, the Lobos. They got to get him the ball. 61% from the field he's shooting, Jordan. Huh? I'm not a math major, but that's pretty darn good.
Hey, any coach will take that. And Udeze and Alec, the two transfers coming in, have been a huge reason for the turnaround for New Mexico this season.
Tremendous guards, and now they got complimented by talented front court. I love Josiah Alec. He does the dirty work, the blue guy.
They're trying to go inside once again. Double team comes. 13 to shoot for Johnson up top. And go back down low to Udeze. 6 to shoot for House. House in the paint, trying to do something with it. Excellent defense by the Aztecs.
Can't jump in the air, Jordan. Stay on the ground. Play the game with your feet on the ground unless you're going to shoot.
Picked off again, but this time knocked out of bounds by New Mexico. It'll remain San Diego State ball.
All right. Great defense by the Aztecs.
Already we're seeing active hands from New Mexico on defense, and this is something they want to make sure that they can do is disrupt the flow for the Aztecs. We're going to have a whistle here, a legal screen. That's going to be the second turnover now for the Aztecs. And this foul is going to be whistled on Mensah, his first.
Those moving screens have really been called a lot the last couple of years, really emphasizing that.
New Mexico coming off a close loss on the road, 77-82 to Boise State, a game in which House and Mashburn shot just 6 of 25 from the field as the Aztecs get a steal, ripping it from Mashburn. Here's Mensah picking up the trash and putting it right back in.
When Mensah plays well, he can take the Aztecs to another level, Jordan.
You see the full court pressure by San Diego State. This is something they want to do all game long.
No, they put pressure on. It's their game. The defense gets their offense going. At times, the Aztec, their offense struggles a little bit, Jordan. You did a game, right? 45-43 against Fresno State, who plays terrific defense, but sometimes the Aztecs, their offense is a little bit shaky.
Both teams now with 2 turnovers as the Lobos let that dribble out of bounds. So a little sloppy here to get things going.
A lot of emotion. I mean, I'm emotional. I cry when supermarkets open, so I can relate with the emotion. Jalen House can relate with emotion, right?
You're just crying at the price of eggs nowadays. Here's Butler kicking it back up top. Bradley thought about it with that left-handed release. He'll step back, long 2. Bradley knocks it down.
That was big for his confidence. Sometimes with a great player, his confidence wanes a little bit. So, but he's a tremendous player. On the road at Utah State, he was fabulous. 18 points. Okay. Whoa!
And House trying to go coast to coast, and that is blocked by Mensah. And now Mensah is down on the floor, back at the other end. He gets back on his feet, having some words with the officials, saying he would like to have a review because there was something going on after that black shot.
Exactly. Hope he's okay. House goes in. Jump stop goes up. The reigning defensive player of the year, Nathan Mensah, blocks the shot. And then his leg got tangled up with Jalen House. Nothing.
That seems like an
purpose,
accident. Yeah, officials are going to review it, so we'll slow down here for a moment. But I believe with you that was just 2 players trying to get back down the floor. They both did land somewhat awkwardly.
Yeah. Once again, I don't think it was premeditated. It happened so fast. They were trying to get their balance. But referees,
like they would outside, no blood, no foul, let them play.
Yep.
So we saw the response by New Mexico. That last possession, House just sprinting down the floor. So we take one more look.
Yep. Great block by Nathan Mensah. Tremendous battle. Nathan Mensah and Morris Udeze. Terrific battle in the big one.
Second block of the game for the Aztecs, and we have another whistle this time. We'll whistle the foul against Javante Johnson down low. Off-ball foul. His first. .21 to shoot for San Diego State. Butler to inbounds.
was Trammell. Aztecs would like to use this pick and roll quite a bit with their talented guards. Up top, Mensa. That is intercepted and interrupted by Udeze. House for three. Pete, I tell you, you get the sense this is going to be a very physical game already.
No question. I think that's advantage for San Diego State. A little more physical, a little older. Boom.
Johnson going up and over Javante Johnson. And now all of a sudden, San Diego State sprinting out to an 8-2 lead. Aztecs 4 of 5 from the field. New Mexico just 1 for 4. Here's Mashburn, elevates. Too strong, Bradley rips it down. Bradley this time trying to create a little separation. Butler catch and shoot from the corner. Udeze moving some furniture.
Wow, no place for the weak at heart.
Here's Johnson, and it's ripped at the summit. Boy, I tell you what, you better bring it hard in this game so far, Pete. This is a back-and-forth battle.
Better wear a helmet, that's for sure. No place for the weak at heart. Nathan Menza plays great defense, but he can play some offense too. Throw it down, big fella. Reward the big dog. Nice finish, Nathan Menza. Terrific player for the Aztecs.
Let's take a look back last month when these two teams met. The Lobos had perhaps their biggest victory of the season, taking down 23rd ranked San Diego State on the road. Jalen Howe scored a season-high 29 points, 21 of those coming in the second half. Lobos got the 76-67 win, and let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by California Almonds.
The San Diego State transition D, got to get back. The Lobos love to run at home and eat the glass, control the boards. Now for the Lobos, make a living at the foul. Get fouled, get to the free throw line, which they're one of the best in the country at doing, and push the pace. Lobos want the game in the 80s. San Diego State wants to play a little bit slower, maybe a game in the high 60s or early 70s.
So New Mexico starting this game off 1 for 6, and a big reason for that, Pete. There is no soft serve on the dessert menu tonight as you take a look at the defensive efforts of the Aztecs already.
Yeah, 3 blocks already. They're playing excellent defense. That's their calling card. The last 5 games we talked before briefly about the Aztecs defense is always good. Now they're taking it up to another level. Last year they were second in the country in points allowed. This year they're good, not quite as good defensively, but they're getting better as the season moves on.
Lobos have now missed their last 6 shots, but here's Udeze getting the offensive rebound, but fouled on the floor before the shots.
Well, he's fired up, Udeze.
And that foul is against Jaden Ledee, his first as he comes into the game, but one more look.
Yep. Yeah, he grabbed him around the shoulders. Jaden Ledee's a tremendous player. Physical, great rebound. We talk about the bench for San Diego State is off the charts. One of the best in the country.
Here's Howe, stop and pop from the outside corner, drops it in.
It feels like leather. Jalen Howe's going to shoot it.
A much needed bucket, and now the Lobo faithful back on their feet here.
Look at the defense by Jalen Howe, unbelievable defender.
Micah Parrish fresh into the game, trying to feed it down low to a rope, and a rope. Can't get the bounce, but gets his own miss and right back in. What's interesting is when New Mexico got the win at San Diego State, a rope, it was the only game he wasn't available for against a Division I opponent, as Mashburn is fouled by Adam Seiko. That was a big reason for New Mexico to get that win.
Yep. A rope. Great job on the boards.
6-2 rebounding advantage for San Diego State as Jamal Mashburn Jr., the leading scorer in the Mountain West at 19.6 points per game, misses the first, the 82% free throw shooter. That's certainly a rarity. We have the first substitution of the game for the Lobos. Barima Sek checking in, and KJ Jenkins, the senior from Atlanta, Georgia, also onto the floor.
Jenkins is the best 3-point shooter for New Mexico, so they need that to spread the offense out a little bit.
Mashburn missing 2 of them. Sek trying to chase it down, but Seiko able to get it, so some missed opportunities at the line.
That's what we just saw, that graphic. They shoot just under 74%, so despite the frequent trips, not cashing in at the clip that they would like to. Yep. There's a Rope trying to get some positioning down low. Seiko up top. And another offensive rebound for the Aztecs. Scramble situation, long three, no good. A Rope again cleaning things up, tapped around. Lobos finally get it. Sek thought about it, nearly traveled.
It looked like
the
he traveled
foul on the trip.
Right, looked like he took a little shuffle.
Did not look like a basketball.
No, it didn't look like, definitely not. Left foot, just pivot foot. Looked like he might have moved. He got tripped, but it looked like he might have moved that pivot foot slightly before.
That is the second foul on Jaden Ledee, so he doesn't even play more than a couple of minutes and has to head back to the bench.
Yeah, he's super valuable, for sure. Great job on the boards.
Jenkins, the shot fake, the rip through. Sek trying to tap it in and gets it to fall.
Great matchup now. Cabell against Jalen House.
And Trammell with an excellent shot fake himself draws the foul on House.
Nice shot. Nice tap in by the big fella.
Darian Trammell misses the first free throw. The transfer from Seattle led the WAC in scoring a couple years ago. In steals, and right now the coaching staff has been saying he's struggling with what a lot of point guards tend to struggle with, and that's when to pass and when to score, and especially when you're trying to find a new role on a team that can make decision making a little tough.
Good point, Jordan. He's a terrific player, but he's caught between. He's a great scorer, right, at Seattle U now. Last time they played, he struggled. 1 for 8, no assists, so he's still trying to, get comfortable. They don't need him to score, so, but he's a terrific player, very valuable.
You'll see the constant substitutions for San Diego State. Not a single player on their roster. This is a rarity in college basketball nowadays. They don't have a single player that averages more than 30 minutes a game. And they say if you're going to come play for the Aztecs, you better be ready to play some defense.
Exactly. That's their DNA. Second in the country last year in points allowed. This year they're getting better and better. The last 5 games. Oh, it's a foul.
You see Butler just all over House. House tries to dump it off, nearly skirts away. Jenkins lines one up outside. String music for KJ Jenkins.
Best three-point shooter for the Lobos, KJ Jenkins, one of the leaders of the team. And Jamal Mashburn, other leaders for the Lobos.
Lobos cut it to 1. Aztecs looking for an answer. Here's Butler from beyond the arc, too strong. Here is a Rope, but a foul on the floor, and it looks like they're going to get Sek with the push from behind.
Kick it out. Went right to Jenkins from way downtown. Terrific three-point shooter, KJ Jenkins. Call a foul almost every play right now, Jordan. So it's physical.
The officials have been consistent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, doing a good job. It's not a game, tough game to officiate.
Here's Butler trying to work the 2-man game with the Rope. Lobos get back to their matchups. Butler into the lane with the right hand, just short. Sek tries to keep it alive. Here's Butler again with the finish. This is just tough basketball.
This is like the old Big East years ago.
Sek left wide open on the wing, nearly loses the dribble. Then Sek, that is blocked by a Rope. 4th block of the game for the Aztecs.
They average 7 blocks a game. Right now they're on their way to pass that.
How about the energy a Rope has brought onto the floor for the Aztecs on the road in such a hostile environment?
He's a veteran, been around a long time.
Poked away. Here's Jenkins up ahead, open runway for the easy lay-in. Second steal of the game for the Lobos. 4th turnover for the Aztecs.
Crowd's been waiting for this game for over a month. The sellout over a month ago.
Butler settles into the two-point jump shot, bounces around. Alec comes crashing in. Foul against a rope. So New Mexico starting to find some rhythm on offense here, Pete.
Yeah, once again, very physical. Kick it in, kick it out, push it ahead. Defense get their offense going. Jenkins with a finish. Got a great one here in Albuquerque.
You're watching March to March presented by Principal. 1-point game here in Albuquerque. San Diego State leads 13-12. How about the defense we've seen from the Aztecs early on?
That's in their DNA. San Diego State, they play tremendous defense. Nice block there. Johnson goes in again. Strip. Trammell steals it. Goes in again. No! Mensah with a great block. The reigning defensive player of the year from last season. Nathan Mensah for San Diego State. Ryan Dutchess won 75% of his games, which is tremendous, Jordan. Did a great job. He was an assistant to the tremendous Steve Fisher for 18 years. And did a wonderful job there, and now he's taken over 6th year. And winning 75% of his games is fabulous at any level and any school. But did a great job, and class guy. We talked to him today at practice. He's done a wonderful job with the Aztecs.
Over the last 4 seasons, San Diego State has been a top 21 defense when it comes to efficiency in the last 4 years. So something that they certainly stake their claim on.
Yep. And as you know, adjusted defensive efficiency depends on how many points a team averages in 100 possessions. And it also takes into account, right, the quality of your opponent. So that they're playing great D against some quality teams.
The talented freshman Donovan Dent, number 2, checking in for New Mexico. Johnson down low. And there is Alec just meeting him at the point of contact. Johnson trying to go back in time with the hook shot. No good. That's a big reason why they put Alec on Bradley. You cannot move Alec when you're down on the block.
Exactly.
Johnson with the 3. Lobos take the lead. New Mexico 3 for 5 from outside here in the first half.
Yep. They don't shoot a lot. They make it.
Parrish hounded by Johnson. Tough shot. Udeze with the board.
Not a good shot. He's right in his face.
Aztecs 1 for their last 8 after starting this game. 5 for 8. And the turnover by the Lobos.
Udeze trying to do too much. Just give it up. Go post up, big fella.
Seiko poked away by Jenkins off the chest of Udeze. Aztecs ball on the baseline.
Seiko, when he hits his first shot, a lot of times, Jordan, right, he has a great game. He missed his first one. We'll see if he can get back in sync. He comes off to the bench now. Goes to the bench.
Trammell and Bradley step back onto the floor for San Diego State.
Trammell struggled last time they played. 1 for 8 from the field. No assists. The point guard. Bradley's got to step up big.
Bradley, the jab step in right in the eye of Johnson, a silencer.
Tremendous player. At 18 points when they beat Utah State recently on the road. He's their guy. Preseason, all Mountain West.
5 assists and 6 made buckets for the Lobos. Here's Dent flying through the air with the left-handed finish.
California Player of the Year last year in high school. Going to be a terrific player. Right now he's playing behind 2 outstanding veteran guards, House and Jamal Mashburn Jr.
Who both have the option to come back next year, by the way.
All right. Udeze is the one real big piece there. Can't come back.
Shot clock at 8. Here is Butler turning the corner. Udeze can't get to it in time as Butler sneaks it in.
Terrific athlete.
Pete, we talked about this during the timeout, just the intensity you feel from our level. We sit and watch a lot of games courtside. This has a different look and vibe to it.
It's like a first-round NCAA tournament game.
Udeze poked away. Off to the races are the Aztecs. Trammell trying to weave through 2. Butler right there, can't get the putback. Lobos dodged one there. Here's Dent. Keeps his pivot foot down. Alec rumbling his way to the ring, and there's the scoop with the left hand.
Alex, a really hard worker. Always out there, way before the game time. Practice. He's their glue. He will get a lot of publicity. He helps them win. Does the dirty work.
The transfer from Kansas City has been huge as Trammell misses from outside. Patino telling his team to push it down the floor.
Yep. With the game in the 90s, if they get it.
Johnson, a couple of dribbles, steps into a long triple. Bradley trying to work the two-man game. Johnson, baseline jumper, misses everything.
A little air in that side of the arena, so a little wind.
The crowd, of course, in chorus after that as they let him know it. Here's trips up, but they're going to whistle a foul. Let's see what they're going to call here. We'll step aside here in just a second as once again Dent whistled for the foul, and this has been a back-and-forth battle.
Yeah, Alex tough inside. Left hand, nice finish for the big guy. Get him the ball. He's a hard worker. You got to reward him. Alec, big hoop for the Lobos.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Principal, helping you plan, protect, invest, and retire. By Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? And by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
That was a look at the Aztecs and Lobos and Mountain West Conference Championship games. Some familiar foes, and as we take a look at their tournament resumes, we've said before, San Diego State essentially a lock at this point. But for New Mexico, on that bubble, and what kind of stands out to you here, Pete, as you look at their resume?
Well, you know, conference record 7-8, so they're struggling in the conference. Had some injuries. Jalen House missed a couple of games. Net ranking 45, a little shaky. Strength of schedule 66. But they have unbelievable wins against St. Mary's on the road and San Diego State. San Diego State got one loss at home, and that was to the Lobos. So this game's crucial.
And you check out the top 50 net rankings in a very stacked Mountain West Conference this year. San Diego State at 16, but how about Boise State, Nevada, Utah State?
Yeah, Utah State's a terrific team too. They're very good. They're making a push. They got a shot at going. I think they're an NCAA tournament team. This year, Mountain West got 4. Hopefully this year they'll get 4, possibly 5.
Here's Bradley trying to work against Johnson. Stops at the free throw line, just short. Rebound to House. And House pushing the pace too strong. Mensah with the rebound.
Super aggressive. Two guards, really, they're always in attack mode. Don't get a foul.
Yeah, House has got to be careful right there.
Yeah, he's super aggressive, which is good, but it's got to be smart aggression.
House already with 1 foul. Excellent screen that frees open Bradley.
The key to the game for the Aztecs, in my opinion, is Bradley. He's got to play well. Big win at Utah State. He had 18 points. He's the one guy that can score, Jordan, consistently.
Bradley 3 of 4 for 7 points. Backdoor cut is House. Easy layup. And what's fascinating is every Lobo that has stepped onto the floor has scored, except for the conference's leading scorer, and that's Mashburn.
He's a great player. He'll get his points.
Seiko curls into the jumper and sticks it. You get the sense here, Pete, there isn't a single inch of this floor that isn't defended by the Aztecs. They pick you up the second you inbound it.
No, it's a great defensive team. It started with Steve Fisher, who was a great coach. And Brian Dutch has continued that.
They're going to get Alec for the moving screen, his first.
All right, here we see a great backdoor cut. Watch over here on the side. A backdoor cut here. He dribbles it over. All right, I'll tell you what to freeze it. Freeze it. All right, they're not paying attention. He goes back door. Nice pass. Big hoop for the Lobos.
What do they say, Pete? You always got to keep your eye on ball and man.
Yep.
See Bradley working off ball, and another tough jumper hit.
He's the guy. Really a conundrum with him. He played in high school. He didn't have a winning team. As you know, with Cal, played at Cal. They struggled his 3 years there, so it's different for him being the main guy. Whoa!
And Mashburn joins the party as he nails the corner 3.
Yep. And usually he's a kick in the mid-range, but he knocked him downtown. Dad was a great player. Cardinal Hayes High School in the Bronx, his dad played. Played for Rick Pitino in the NBA for a long time. Dad was a great player.
How about the Lobos 3-point shooting? 4 of 7. Here's Johnson poked away by Udeze.
Pitino's going crazy. Look at him, he's going nuts. Look at him. You got Ajita. Calm down, don't get a tee, Richard. Don't get a tee.
And he and the officials certainly getting heated as the officials telling him to stay in his spot.
We got great camera crew. We flew them in from all over Omaha, Alaska, Brooklyn. You got to be careful. You don't want to get a tee. A big game like this.
Well, especially a tight game like this that we've already had several lead changes. And there we have it. Shot clock violation as a rope wasn't aware of how much time was left on the shot clock.
I'm going to have to take a shower at halftime. I'm getting nervous. What intensity.
And you could feel it from over here with Pitino.
I hope I'm not smelling too much, but I mean, it's
yeah, Pete, you're good. I don't see any flies dropping yet.
I took my monthly shower. Great intensity. Both these teams are playing hard. They have a lot at stake.
House dislodged on the drive, and that'll be a foul on the floor, they're saying.
Yep.
That was whistled against Trammell, and they're actually going to give him the 2 shots.
Yep. Nice drive by Jalen House. You mentioned before, Jordan, he had 29 points. Last time they played in January when New Mexico beat San Diego State at home. He had 21 in the second half, so the bigger the game, he steps up. He has no fear.
Well, tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern, we're back with more college hoops as we head to the Missouri Valley for a clash between Belmont and Northern Iowa. Watch it here on CBS Sports Network.
Alec gets a little break.
You take a look at Ben Shepherd averaging 19 points per game to go along with that $1 million smile for Belmont. And House hitting both free throws, so making only the second free throw. So already, we've seen New Mexico struggle from the free throw line, just 1 for 4.
Yeah, that hurts. Emotions are high on both teams. Brother can back him in. 6'4", then 6'1". Oh!
House with the quick hands intercepts the pass. Here's House, gets his defender to lose his footing, and House fouled once again.
Jalen House, great defensive player. Got a great one here in the pit. 25-24, Lobo, stick with us. The CBS Sports Network.
25-24 advantage for New Mexico. 3:54 left here in the first half. How about earlier today? I know it's only February, but the madness has begun. Number 7, Arizona. Umar Ballo hits the free throw. 2-point lead for the Wildcats. Here's Desmond Cambridge from 60 feet out. Rich Waltz, Jim Spartacle on the call. And the Sun Devils stun Tucson. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Jeep AP Top 10. See Houston, Alabama, Kansas all getting victories. UCLA in action tomorrow on CBS. That Arizona State-Arizona game on CBS earlier today. Purdue losing, Virginia losing, Arizona losing, Texas losing.
Yep.
Pete, this is why you feel like this year's NCAA tournament could be one for the ages.
Exactly. Unbelievably exciting. I love when the underdog wins, and anything can happen. So many teams have a shot. Who you play in the NCAA tournament, how you playing, are you healthy? It's going to be wide open. It's going to be tremendous.
Jalen House at the line, shooting 1 and 1. That last foul was on Butler. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Adam Zucker and the crew will get you caught up on all the latest news, scores, and highlights in college basketball. That's coming up on AT&T at the half. House hit some bolts, so finally some free throws falling and consecutive shots for the Lobos, and they build 27-24 lead, their largest of the game. Bradley has to pick it up, double team. And a 5-second violation, but they're going to actually say Butler, number 5, called the timeout to bail out his teammate. So we'll step aside. This one has had 9 lead changes and 2 ties. You won't want to miss a second. 3-point advantage for New Mexico. Sitting at 20-8 on the season. You see how close this game has been. 9 lead changes, 2 ties. New Mexico, again, the only team to beat San Diego State at San Diego State this season. And as you check out the defensive numbers, you've got 4 blocks for the Aztecs, 3 steals apiece. And this is a defensive battle, but this score is trending the direction of what San Diego State wants it to be.
Yep, exactly. One a lowest scoring game. But I'm really impressed with New Mexico's defense. Has been fabulous. They've lost 5 in the last 6 games, as you know, Jordan. So they're really desperate. Lobos are starving for a win.
Over the last 5 games, San Diego State has given up the fewest points in all of college basketball. 7 to shoot. Butler going right through the lane. Offensive foul as Udeze steps up.
Udeze's fired up. He's the leader. Veteran guy from Wichita State. Good call outside the restricted area. Great camera crew. Nice step in by Udeze.
Second personal on Butler. That's the 7th turnover of the half for San Diego State.
Yep. They're struggling in the half court. What they got to do with their defense, got to get their offense going. So the Aztecs try to get some deflections, block shots, some steal, and get out and loosen up. Having trouble executing in the half court right now.
Here's House, nice find to Alec, who ducks in but rolls out. Udeze trying to fight for it. House comes up with it.
No place for the weak at heart. There we have Tramel's got to step up.
Tramel trying to go body to body to Udeze. That's bothered, knocked out of bounds, and that'll be Aztecs ball. We're 3 minutes left here in the first half.
Udeze's controlling the paint offensively and defensively for the Lobos. There's a wrecking machine inside Udeze.
Seiko curling into the baseline jumper.
Wow.
Here's House again trying to push the pace, trapped on the baseline, kicks it back up. Jenkins lines one up.
Best 3-point shooter for the Lobos, 44%. KJ Jenkins.
And after the shot, it looks like a loose ball foul whistled against Udeze. With the 3 counts, and that'll help New Mexico build upon their largest lead of the game. That's now at 6. And they continue this steamrolling of a 9-0 run against this top-ranked Aztec defense.
Udeze's got to be smart now. He's playing great, but you can't get too physical.
Aztecs have not scored a point in nearly the last 3 minutes. Trammell, long 2, finally puts an end to the drought.
They needed that badly. They had 4 points on their last time they played. 1 for 8 in the field.
And amazing what that jumper did just to calm this crowd down.
Yep.
Jenkins curling, hunting, Jenkins again. And Jenkins has exploded for 11 points off the bench.
One of the leaders for New Mexico. He and Jamal Mashburn Jr.
Seiko from the wing. Udeze trying to fight for it, and over the back, whistled against Mensah, his 2nd personal. And so you see the curl here, of course.
Nice curl off the screen. Heck of a shot by KJ Jenkins.
The jumper by Trammell that quieted the crowd. All of a sudden, you had Jenkins knock down another 3 and just rip the knob off the volume.
Yep.
So Morris Udeze, transfer from Wichita State, came to New Mexico because there was a clear role for his energy and effort. He's been on a tear over the last 3 games, averaging over 20 points, 14 rebounds, and calmly hits the first free throw.
They've seen it all. Did a terrific job at Wichita State, but New Mexico needed a couple of big guys. Josiah Alec and Morris Udeze were great fits for New Mexico, go along with outstanding guards, Jalen House and Jamal Mashburn Jr.
Udeze hits them both, and the lead is now 9 for New Mexico. And Pete, here's the early storyline. San Diego State, they gave up just 28.6% shooting from outside. Lobos shooting 60% from 3 in the first half. Bradley the turnaround, and a little friendly fire as that bounces out of bounds. It'll be Aztecs ball.
Ready to defense by New Mexico. They're doing a great job. Pressuring the ball, contesting every shot.
So the three-point shooting has been the difference maker here so far. J.J. Jenkins with 3 of them. Bradley trying to clear a little airspace. Working against Mashburn. Bradley bothered by Mashburn, an excellent one-on-one defense.
Yep. Very physical. Both teams. Jamal Mashburn Jr., terrific offensive play, but playing terrific defense now on Bradley, leading scorer for the Aztecs.
After starting this game 5 for 8, San Diego State is now 7 for their last 24.
Yep.
5 to shoot for Bradley. Mashburn staying in front of him. Bradley step back jumper, and Mashburn with the lockdown.
House is going coast to coast. He's not going to pass it.
Lobos trying to push this lead to double digits with a minute left in the first half.
Inside to Udeze. Get him the ball.
Mashburn scooting to the baseline and hits the jumper.
He's just in the attack mode. Jamal Mashburn Jr. just wants to attack.
San Diego State will call timeout as the lid is starting to pop off in the pit. Just a remarkable run here by the Lobos. 11-point lead for New Mexico, 52.3 seconds left. And again, New Mexico, Pete, how badly do they need this game to try and get off the bubble and into the dance?
Crucial. This is everything. 7 and 8 in the conference. So they started 14-0, all right, but they've been struggling since. Jalen House missed a couple of games that hurt them, you know, with injury. Mashburn, leading scorer in the Mountain West. He thinks he can score every time. He's a tremendous player. Struggled last game against Boise State, as you mentioned before, Jordan, but tremendous player. Leading scorer in the Mountain West, 19 a game.
This is interesting because, again, this is a San Diego State team that has experience. Brian Dutcher said this team has seen everything, but only 2 members of this team were here the last time they came to the pit, which was back in 2020.
Great point, Jordan. We're peeling back the onion.
Trammell picks up his dribble, hounded, and he's going to be fouled as he goes up.
Got bailed out. He got lucky. Defense by New Mexico has been suffocating. Good defense by House. He's there. Yeah, he reached in. Yep. Good call.
Second personal on House, but you imagine Coach Pitino will still keep him in the game with just 42 seconds left.
Yeah. Well, I'd take him out, to be honest, because he's so emotional.
Trammell, this is the first one. Aztecs now 1 for 3 from the free throw line. New Mexico will call time. We'll be back in about 30 as the Lobos try to figure out their next offensive scheme after this free throw. Pete, how about the three-point shooting for New Mexico here in the first half?
Amazing. 6 for 10 from downtown. Jalen House shoots over 40% from three-point land. J.J. Jenkins, 44% from downtown. Tremendous shooter. Here we go. Johnson, step back. They all get in the act. They only make 6 a game. They don't take many, but they get 6 already.
That's been the difference. The Lobos plus 15 from the three-point line because San Diego State just 1 for 7 from outside.
Late great Chuck Daly said shooting makes up for a multitude of sins. Coach, Dream Team #1, 1992.
See, I never heard that on my Sunday church visits. The pastor never.
You were playing professional football, so you weren't keyed in on the late great Chuck Daly.
Oh, we all know about Chuck, those high-scoring offenses as well, too. And
yeah, it's great.
You see Jalen House on the bench, so Patino not taking any chances. One of his star players picking up a third. 14 to shoot. Mashburn near half court. Seiko checks him.
He's not passing it. He's shooting it.
Mashburn trying to get into his bag. Long two. Rattles out. And the Aztecs will get the last look at the half.
That's at a ball screen for Trammell.
5 seconds left. Trammell trying to get to his spot. Trammell, no good on the long two. A rope. Oh, can't get it to fall. So New Mexico will head to the locker room at halftime with a 10-point lead. And our score, 37-27. But coming up after these messages, it's AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. It's the March to March presented by Principal. Some hot shooting and physical play on display in Albuquerque as New Mexico trying to play for their at-large bid hopes against the top team in the Mountain West Conference. You're watching March to March presented by Principal. Look at the first half stats here, and San Diego State came into this game leading the conference in bench points per game. How about New Mexico? 15-4 advantage, and that has been the difference in this one in front of this capacity crowd here at the pit. Welcome back in. Jordan Kent alongside Pete Gillen. And Pete, when you look at what happened in the first half, is really the three-point shooting and the bench scoring for New Mexico, and KJ Jenkins personified that. As we go ahead and take a look at our Worth a Watch, brought to you by Principal.
He was unbelievable. 4 for 5 from the field, 3 for 4 from downtown, 11 points, the leading scorer, KJ Jenkins. Ball finds him way downtown, splash. Here we go. Push it ahead. He got the layup first. Get the layup, and then all of a sudden the rim looks as big as the Pacific Ocean. Here we go. KJ Jenkins again. 44% from three-point land. He was shooting coming into this game. Redshirt senior, tremendous shooter from downtown.
Well, today's Native American Heritage Day, and you've got Kyler Frank and Glenn King delivering the call in the Navajo language for KCZY Radio. And how about the job they've been doing? They're about 5 rows behind us, and I'm sure they can feel the intensity from the floor as both these teams go back and forth here, Pete.
They love it. It's a tremendous Native American night, and they're really proud of their Lobos, and they really identify with them. They love the Lobos, and Lobos love their fans. One of the best venues in college basketball, Jordan. The Pit in Albuquerque.
New Mexico again handed San Diego State their lone home loss this season. The halftime score of that game, 38-28 New Mexico, as Mashburn fouled on the drive.
He does a great job drawing fouls. Terrific. Attacking the basket. Really good off the bounce. See the last meeting, 76-67. Yep. Tonight they led by 10 at the half. We'll see. This is gigantic for both teams, but even more so for New Mexico, who's there right now outside the bubble, as you mentioned before, Jordan. But San Diego State, too, they want to win the regular season title. Rick Pitino, excellent job in the second year of the program. This year they were 13-19. This year they got 20 wins already. Fabulous.
One of many coaches in this conference that has done an incredible job in their second year.
Exactly.
Backdoor cut. Bradley misses the bunny, but right there is Johnson to clean it up.
KJ Johnson is the hustler. Offensive boards, that's keeping him within striking distance.
The three-point shooting once again in the first half. San Diego State 1 for 7. New Mexico was 6 for 10. Udeze, Mashburn, wide open. And the Aztecs will bring it back down. Butler over to Trammell. There's Mensah getting the offensive rebound, and another opportunity for the Aztecs. Butler keeps it alive.
Offensive boards has really helped the Aztecs.
Trammell, another look from outside, and the lid still stays on the rim from outside. Johnson back the other way, no good.
feels like leather. You're supposed to shoot it, Jordan. Get it up there.
Even though the score was somewhat low in the first half, it felt like the pace favored the Lobos.
Yep.
Trammell 0 for his last 3. So 3 clean looks.
Yep. Mentioned before, he was 1 for 8 last time they played in January. Only 4 points. A terrific player, but right now his offense is struggling.
He's a 31% shooter from the three-point line this season as Udeze muscles it in.
The Mets are doing a much better job the last few games throwing into the big fella. Let the big dog eat. He's fired up. He's going against the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Nathan Menza, of San Diego State.
Udeze 2 of 2 from the field. 6 points to go along with 5 rebounds. Butler, the mid-range jumper, in and out. Mensah fouled on the floor by Udeze as he was fighting for the board.
Got to reward the big guy. Johnson throws it inside. Gets a good angle. He uses his body as a weapon. Jordan, when you go into the glass, use the glass. You get a better percentage of it going in if you use the glass. English. Udeze is fired up.
Second foul on Udeze. And as we were hearing from Brian Dutcher at halftime, he said we have to calm down and play our game. The crowd got to us in the first half. That is 4 consecutive threes that have not dropped for the Aztecs. They're now 1 for 11. But here's Trammell with the steal. And Trammell nearly carried it. Butler, though, will take it. He drags his pivot foot, and finally the infraction is whistled. They're going to call the travel against Butler.
Yep, Brian Dutch is frustrated. He just calm down. He's a little frustrated. Here we go. Yep, Euro +1. No, good call.
So 3rd turnover for Butler. 8th turnover for the Aztecs. Mashburn steps into the 2 and nothing but nets.
Kicking the mid-range. Tremendous mid-range shooter.
Largest lead of the game for the Lobos. Mensah, the left-handed hook is good, and that provides a little reprieve for the Aztecs.
They need him. Big game recently at 17 points. He drew 10 fouls. When he plays well, it takes the Aztecs up to another level.
San Diego State shooting just 32.6% from the field. That is 14 of 43.
Credit to defense by New Mexico.
Udeze spinning, fouled as he goes up, and that's going to be a foul against Mensah. And that'll be Mensah's 3rd personal.
Yep.
Remember, Mensah fouled out with 8 minutes left back in San Diego earlier this season.
Yep. Went under him with his body. He's got about a 35, 40-pound advantage on Nathan Mensah.
And you feel like it's really important that he stays in the game because for how active and physical Udeze is, San Diego State has to be able to match that.
Exactly. Try to contest the penetration. Lobo guards do a great job getting into the lane.
Udeze still perfect from the free throw line, now 3 of 3. As Seiko and Ladie will check in for Butler and Mensah. And you go back to this crowd here. Everywhere you went today, whether it was breakfast or sandwich place, and I promise you, I go to places other than food establishments. Everybody was buzzing about this game. Hey, we're going to the game. What do you think about the game tonight? This is a good one. I'm ready for this one.
Yep.
15,431 people, the largest crowd since the 2010 remodel on March 3rd, 2009.
Amazing. Now, they've been starving for a winner. Been a drought. 14-15 last time they went to the big dance.
Trammell still looking for his stroke from outside, and he finds it.
Needed that one for sure.
Makes it a 10-point game.
Yep.
Just the 2nd made 3 of the game for San Diego State.
Yep. Aztecs got to dig in defensively. That's their DNA. Just in defensive efficiency, they're 60th in the country, according to Ken Palm.
Bradley whistled for the kick. He can't believe it. And we'll step aside for a moment as this crowd is loving the effort and the energy from the Lobos as they continue to maintain their 10-point lead here in Albuquerque. CBS CBS Sports celebrates Black History, and as we take a look at a photo of Johnny Ritchie, one of the first black men to play minor league baseball. In 1942 and 46, he played college baseball for the Aztecs. His hiatus was due to serving in the Army during World War II. And as a catcher, he won batting titles in both the Negro Leagues and minor leagues, and was the first black man to play in the Pacific Coast League. How about that? Johnny Ritchie, a true pioneer and trailblazer, and CBS Sports celebrates Black History. It's a limitless culture and undeniable impact. Happy Black History Month.
Now, we had great athletes, and NC State, San Diego State has a great baseball program for sure. And Ritchie was certainly a great contributor when he played for the Aztecs.
So Lobos to inbound. 10-point lead at this moment. Mashburn catch and shoot three. I feel this place ready to explode every single time. Shoot a three. San Diego State going to have to chip away at this lead. This is a patient pace they play with.
Right. They don't want to play a game in the 80s. They want a game in the 60s or 70s.
Trammell back-to-back jumpers as he starts to get going.
Yep. And they got to lock down defensively now if you're the Aztecs. If you're the Lobos, take a good shot. Don't be too anxious. That's it. Get it to the big dog. You know what I mean? Take a big guy.
Udeze trying to go against Ledee. Ledee straight up. Alec volleyballs it. Bradley will bring it down. Bradley up top. Ledee closes the lid.
Ledee's a terrific athlete. Transfer from TCU.
7-0 run. Aztecs 4 for their last 4.
The defense has been good. The defense is picking up a little bit.
House, though, buries the corner three.
Big hoop for the Lobos.
House now with 11, tied for the team lead with KJ Jenkins, who exploded off the bench in the first half. Here's Ledee. The ball fake, up with the right shot, puts it in.
That's what they got to do. Forget the threes right now. San Diego State struggling for three-point land, 2 for 12. Get the ball inside, swing it side to side, Jordan, drive it.
Well, Pete, it feels like San Diego State has been able to get back into this game. It was at 13 and in danger. Running away as Mashburn knocked to the floor, still able to sink it.
Once again, mid-range, pull-up game. Forget analytics. I can shoot the mid-range. Doesn't have to be threes or layups. Just get me the ball, says Jamal Mashburn Jr.
And Ledee picks up his third foul, so the front court for San Diego State. And some potential foul trouble, as don't forget Mensah also on the bench with 3 fouls. And now Mashburn will head to the line for a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Excellent free throw shooter, over 80% from the free throw line.
And Mashburn adds some tip to the bill, and all of a sudden New Mexico is back up double figures.
Here comes the crowd. Great venues in college basketball.
Bradley pull up, Jay sticks it. The degree of difficulty of a lot of this shot making that we're seeing, curling, catching, long twos, that's poked away, and that'll remain Lobos ball. And the Aztecs have hit 6 of their last 6. They've trailed by 13 early in the second half. They're just trying to stay within arm's length distance until they can get Mensah back on the floor again. House, a crazy shot with a little bit of English. Gets it to go.
A little strut afterwards, too. He's feeling it. Very emotional. Jalen House. Very talented player.
House with 13, 4 of 9 from the field. That's going to be a kick ball, and San Diego State will take from the sidelines. That would give me an H if we were playing horse right there. That is a lot of athleticism right there, and that's one of those ones when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Here's Seiko into the paint, kicks it out. Butler wide open and beautiful ball movement.
Great penetration. All the defense came on the ball. Kick it out, Butler buried it.
And after hitting just 1 3 in the first half, San Diego State 2 of 6 from outside. And now it's Mashburn, and both these teams can't be stopped.
Now, when teams are cooking like this, Jordan, as a former coach, I play triangle into. Do something. You can't. You're in their rhythm. You got to change. Forget the man-to-man for a minute.
Both teams, up until that shot, were 11 for their last 11. That's the first missed shot in the last 12 takes.
Dash pull-up jump shot, mid-range. Little screen by Udeze. Bang. King in the mid-range. One of the best in the country in the mid-range at pull-up game.
Mashburn now with 13. All of a sudden, our score is picked up, and that is poked away. Physical play. The pounder continues to go. Seiko dumps it off. Lundee can't handle it. And that is an open court turnover for San Diego State.
Brian Dutcher says, what's going on? Shaking his head. Got agita. Get some Pepto-Bismol. I had a lot of agita. That's why I'm here.
I was going to say, you had dinner last night.
Yeah. Oh, we had a great dinner.
After that?
We love coming to Albuquerque. We had the Monte Carlo Steakhouse is unbelievable. One of the best steakhouses in the country. The fan is unbelievable. The fans here, one of the best fans in the country. The venue, awesome. Great place to come. Albuquerque, New Mexico.
You really feel Mashburn starting to put his pressure on the Aztecs. That's a foul on the baseline, and if that's against the D, that is his 4th personal. It is.
That hurts.
So the depth of San Diego State will be tested as Mensah will step back onto the floor, but Mensah has 3 fouls, and we still have 12 minutes of basketball left to play.
Good call. A little bump, a little acting by Mashburn Jr., but he's on fire right now.
You see Ledee with 4, Mensah with 3, Mashburn trying to get another one, and Mensah will secure the board.
Mashburn's thinking is when in doubt, shoot, but always stay in doubt.
Here's Parrish, left wide open, and another long 2-point jumper made by the Aztecs.
Hanging around. Dent. Got to double him.
Udeze working against Mensah. Mensah has to be careful. Udeze able to go through the arms and drop it in.
Says he can't guard me. Look at him. You can't guard me, Shane. Well, you're the defensive player of the year, but you can't guard me tonight.
And Udeze, the 4th Lobo in double figures now with 10. Aztecs trying to quiet down this crowd. Behind the back pass by Parrish goes in the hands of Jenkins.
They score. I'm calling a timeout. Got to stop the bleeding if you're the Aztecs.
Crowd on their feet. Trying to see the Lobos get to a double-digit lead again. Here's Dent. Beautiful ball handling. Can't get the finish, though. Oh, and the court monster. They're going to actually say a trip against New Mexico in the open floor. So we'll step aside for a second. Patino can't believe it. But this has been a high-intensity game already.
Jamal Mashburn taking over the game. 8 points in the second half. Leading scorer in the Mountain West. Give me the rock. You can't guard me. Mashburn's world. We're passing through it.
You're watching March to March, presented by Principal. 56-47 lead for New Mexico. Just over 10 minutes left in this first half. Let's go ahead and flash back. Boise State, San Diego State back on February 3rd. The Broncos battled the Aztecs in San Diego. The Aztecs were off to the races, scoring 43 points in the first half, outscoring Boise State by 22 points. It was Nathan Mensah leading all scorers with 17 points as the Aztecs won by 20, 72-52.
Yeah. That game, Boise State was missing their point guard, Marcus Shaver, as you know, but still, great win for the Aztecs.
So you see coming up on Tuesday at 9 Eastern, San Diego State at Boise State, a game with huge implications in the Mountain West Conference. Boise State losing in overtime at San Jose State earlier this evening, and so San Diego State can obviously pad themselves a nice lead in the conference standings. They can come back in this one. If not, chaos will continue to ensue.
Yep, be a big game. First place be on the line Tuesday, especially if the New Mexico wins. Got it to make 3 losses for the Aztecs. So long way to go.
San Diego State has hit 8 of their last 9 shots. It's still trailed by 9 because New Mexico has continued to be on fire on the offensive end. Here's Parrish. Barima Sek able to secure the board.
The Sek game a couple good minutes in the first half.
House getting a rest right now with Donovan Dent on the floor along with KJ Jenkins. Mashburn flips it to Sek. Into the hands of Dent. Freshman nearly with a big-time shot.
I'm San Diego State now. Swing the ball side to side. Ball movement, play movement, drive the ball. Don't shoot a 3 unless you're wide open.
Bradley's been somewhat quiet here in the second half. Here's a rope, and a rope in the paint. Gets it with the left hand. Ashburn up top, looking to get the screen from Alec. These 2 defenders, fadeaway jumper, that's no good, and a rope with the board. Trammell trying to push the pace. Giving the Lobos a taste of their own medicine. Fouled on the floor by Dent.
Here we go. Now we're starting the ball here. We're going to get it over. We're going to pound it inside. All right, going to throw the ball inside to the big dog. Here we go. Bradley comes off the screen. All right, Odezzi's got great position. Bangs it inside here. All right, you got no answer for him. All right, take it, finish it up, go. Take him, big guy. Nice move in there. Aguaca great offense. That's what they got to do. Get the ball inside. Get the 3s unless you're wide open.
And that is a huge contested 3. Parrish. They're going to actually whistle that a 2, it looks like. So it makes it a 5-point lead for New Mexico.
Yep.
And this is the closest San Diego State has been in the second half.
San Diego State is not launching the 3s, Jordan, right? They're trying to get inside a little bit. Take him, big guy.
Udeze going to his left. That's short.
Thought he got hit.
Udeze again lowers the shoulder. They let him play.
Wow, let him play. That was a mugging.
And Bradley gets it, but they're going to call technical on the flop. You saw the flop call come in. Brian Dutcher can't believe it. That is Keyshawn Johnson whistled for the flop. That has obviously been a point of emphasis this year.
Show it. Here's the shot here. We're going to replay, see if we...
How about Parrish on the other end, the 2 to draw within 5. And so House steps back into the game and in and out on the free throw. Sometimes the toughest free throws without anybody there on the line with you.
And he shoots 80% from the free throw line, so tremendous free throw shooter. San Diego State's got a heart of a champion. They're coming back.
Here's Trammell skirting to the baseline. Bradley steps into a triple. House with the board.
Push it. Lobos left to run. A mismatch. The ball to Josiah Alec, getting the ball inside. Got Bradley on him. Can't guard him.
House contested runner, misses everything. Alec keeps it alive and saves it to Johnson, but they're going to say he was out of bounds because he hit the stanchion as he saved it. Not a call you see every day.
Yep. Great hustle by Josiah Alec.
He tried to parkour off the stanchion.
Yep.
They don't let you do that.
No, you can't do that. 2-possession game now. Got a good shot. A few of the Aztecs. Lobos good D without fouling. Josiah Alec, 6'9" against 6'3". Bradley
to a Rope who's been excellent off the bench in the last couple of minutes, and a Rope can't get it. Johnson trying to fight away for it. And let's see. Both Johnsons tied up on the baseline. We'll sort this out here. We're going to step aside, though. San Diego State clawing back into this one. Lobos trying to hang on.
Let's take a look at the game summary brought to you by AT&T 5G. The three-point shooting has been the difference. The Lobos, though, 1 for 5 in the second half. San Diego State 2 for 7. A big reason why they've been able to pull back into this game. New Mexico led by as many as 13 in the second half.
Yep.
And then how about the points in the paint that we've seen as well, too? This has been something for San Diego State that has helped them get back into it.
Exactly, Jordan. The second half, they're pounding it inside. They're going inside, getting the ball to the big fellas, crashing the boards. Set, reward. They're not hitting threes. 3 for 14 from 3, so go inside. Nice job. Good adjustment by Brian Dutch, who's a fabulous coach. Right? Don't live and die with the 3. You got a wide open one, you can take it, but let's go inside. Try to get to the free throw line.
10 bench points also for San Diego State in the second half, and the 3 by Trammell.
Like I said, let's shoot a lot of threes. But, well, once again, you know, you get points inside, and then it opens up for the downtown.
7-0 run for the Aztecs. New Mexico just 1 for their last 9. It's been a scoring drought. Nearly 4 minutes.
Better double him. He's going to score.
Udeze against A-Rope and gets the bucket in the arm.
Here we go. Trammell. Bang. Morris Udeze, he shoots 61% from the field. So get the ball inside to the big fella. Using the glass. Lobos are doing a much better job the last couple of games getting the ball inside.
Udeze can't get the three-point play though.
The reason, Jordan, the guards are so talented, House and Mashburn, they can score. They think they can score every possession.
And House. Nice little kick on the pitch. That'll go ahead and give it back to the Aztecs.
4-point differential. Credit the Aztecs for coming back in a tough atmosphere. You mentioned before, most of the Aztecs have not played in the pit before.
I think a subtle difference has been the play of a Rope off the bench defensively. You love the energy he brought when the Aztecs were dealing with foul trouble.
Whoa!
Johnson strokes the 3, and it's a 1-point game.
That's not his DNA. He doesn't shoot many of them.
Talk about Keyshawn Johnson.
Yep.
Just 24% from 3 this season, but
Mashburn's going to shoot it.
It's a pure jumper. House, body to body, ripped down. And after trailing by as many as 13 in the second half, San Diego State can take the lead on this possession. Trammell, fire in his eyes. Here's Johnson trying to follow it up.
Almost a tap in. He could have grabbed it with 2 hands. Would have helped. A great game here in Albuquerque. 2 teams that belong in the NCAA tournament.
Lobo shooting just 38% from the field in the second half, 8 of 21. Mashburn elevates short.
He's got such confidence, you think he can score every time, which is great, but also got to be balanced too.
New Mexico 1 for their last 10. Parrish to a Rope. Kisses it off the glass, and San Diego State takes back the lead.
It's your guy. You called him. You sound like a coach, Jordan.
You know, I learned from one growing up.
You did. Your dad was a great coach. Great run.
Timeout on the floor. New Mexico, San Diego State getting back into this.
Get the ball into the big dog. Get him the ball. Aguacaro. Nice finish, big fella. One of the leaders at Aztecs. Got a great one here at Albuquerque. No answer for Arope. Thank you very much. Give me the rock.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by California Almonds. Eat almonds. Live well. Repeat.
15,400 plus, but they have been silenced in the second half. San Diego State coming back from a 13-point deficit. Let's take a look at tonight's keys of the game, brought to you by California Almonds.
San Diego State, transition D, doing a great job. Only 4 fast break points for New Mexico. Eat the glass, plus 13 in rebounding. Great job by the Aztecs. Out for the Lobos, make a living the foul line. Pretty good, 9 for 15, but 60% is not good enough. Push the pace. First half, 37 was great. Second half, to slow down. They're only shooting during the second half 36%. So credit the defense by San Diego State in the second half.
New Mexico led by 13. It was the largest deficit San Diego State had faced, other than trailing by 21 to Arizona. And you look at how this game may determine the postseason fate for San Diego State. It's all about tournament seeding. For New Mexico, it's about trying to make it in an at-large bid. House falls out of bounds, saves it to Johnson. Johnson's floater, much needed, as New Mexico recaptures the lead.
That was good fortune on that one. Almost a turnover. Here comes the crowd. We have great fans here in New Mexico. They know the importance of this game.
Aztecs have hit 13 of their last 19 from the field, shooting 54% in the second half. Johnson, the little bunny splash.
Points in the paint. They're going in the mud, in the gloom. Bloody nose lane. Forget the threes. Unless you're wide open. Better double Udeze.
Udeze.
Nope.
And a rope just caught in an unfortunate position and whistled for the foul. And for a rope, that'll be his third personal. So the front court continuing to pile up fouls. That's now 10 fouls between three players for San Diego State, with Ledee checking back in.
Rope's exhausted. Good job by Coach Dutcher. Give him a little break.
San Diego State still has Mensah with 3 fouls sitting on the bench, and you figure now with under 5 minutes left, he might pull the cord.
He's playing solid, but not, top of his game. He's a real warrior, so active. Transfer from TCU.
Here's Mashburn trying to get to his left. Mashburn skirts to the rim.
Drive by the Western world the way he penetrates. Keep going inside now if you're the Aztecs. Take a good shot. Little Lobos play good D without fouling.
Bradley flips it over to Trammell, who's been on one. Oh, the heater continues for Trammell as he cans another 3.
That was great defense by House, but better offense by Trammell. What a shot.
You saw Patino did not like what he saw defensively from the Lobos that allowed Trammell to get that 3. Here's Alec, loves to spin to that left, can't get it this time.
Every possession is vital now. Make good shots. It's a veteran team, San Diego State. A lot of guys have been around. They haven't played in this venue, but they've been around, seen it all.
Here's Trammell with 15 points, a team high. Johnson down low, 6 to shoot. Bradley curling. The Lobos secure it. Here's Mashburn.
Gonna shoot it. Better play him.
Deze takes it to the corner, trying to back down. And that's going to be foul number 5 on Ledee, and the crowd knows it, as Ledee will be waved to the bench by several thousand Lobo fans. So timeout on the floor. Back and forth, multiple lead changes. It's San Diego State clinging to a 2-point lead. Lobo ball when we come back. 64-62 lead for San Diego State. 3:04 left in this one, and let's take a look at our Old Trapper beef jerky player of the game, and that is Darian Trammell here, Pete.
He was tremendous. First half he only had 4 points. He got 11 in the second half, 15. He was fabulous, knocking down threes. Last game we mentioned he didn't play real well against New Mexico, 1 for 8. But he's making up for it tonight. Big time shot. 11 points in the second half. Player of the game for sure. Darian Trammell, but a long way to go. This game is crucial for New Mexico. Also big for San Diego State. They want to win the regular season title. Put another banner there, in
it would be their 3rd conference title in the last 4 years if they can close it out this year. And more on Trammell. He has just 13 points in the last 4 games coming into tonight. 15 points, 3 for his last 3 from outside, as Udeze hits a huge free throw, the front end of a 1-and-1. And how about Ledee, who fouled out? with 5 fouls. And now Mensah back on the floor with 3 fouls. 3 minutes left. Udeze hits them both to tie it up at 64 apiece.
Here comes the crowd, one of the best crowds in the country, in the pit.
They've waited all season and all night. And here they are, tied up with under 3 minutes left. Bradley, the tough fadeaway, hits the front of the rim.
Didn't like that one, Jordan. Fadeaway. Got a good shot now. Lobos go inside. Better double him. Double him.
Oh, but poked away in the steal. Here's Butler off to the races, fighting through contact. And tackled to the floor by Mashburn. And Mashburn trying to make that foul on the floor because New Mexico with just 3 team fouls.
Gets in trouble a little bit, too much dribbling. Nice deflection, knocked it away. Like Rashad Johnson.
And I'll say this, and this is usually an unpopular opinion by fans. This has been a consistently officiated game. They have let them play physical, toe that line. Tough buckets, Trammell from outside. Trammell, engulfed in flames, has now hit his last 4 threes. And San Diego State up 3.
Little guy with a big heart. And he get a good shot now, Lobos. It's going up now. Mashburn's not going to pass it. He's always in attack mode. Out of bounds. House is right after him. And he's on fire from downtown.
How about the job San Diego State has done of getting Trammell open off these handoffs and ball screens?
Great job.
Mashburn misses the jumper. So now San Diego State will try to catch their breaths. Up 3, 2 minutes left in this one.
Well, watch House now. He's going to try to get a steal.
A reminder, just 4 fouls for New Mexico, so they can afford to be aggressive. It's been Trammell, though, with 18 points. 14 of them in the second half. Trammell tried to put it away nearly, but misses the 3. Now a chance for the Lobos to tie it up.
Roll pad in his hands.
Jenkins curling, and Jenkins running into the body of Mensah, who draws the charge, and Jenkins.
Here we go. A.J. Jenkins, mainly a shooter, turns the corner. Mensah, great shot blocker, the defensive player of the year last year in the Mountain West, takes the charge. Yep, good call. He's outside the restricted area. Great defense.
Timeout, New Mexico. Don't forget, coming up next, join our hoops experts in the studio as they break down the latest hardwood play from coast to coast on Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. So a huge game as San Diego State is trying to keep their lead in the Mountain West Conference, but New Mexico, you see here, according to Jerry Palm, the second team out of the tournament at 20-8. They already have impressive wins this season at San Diego State and against St. Mary's, so this would obviously be a huge win for their resume. But right now, they are staring at a 3-point deficit with 1:31 left.
Long way to go in this game.
So defensively for New Mexico, you've got 5 fouls. What are you thinking here as you've seen San Diego State and Trammell try to hunt those threes?
Yeah, well, House can be aggressive now. Right? I mean, he's one of the top steal guys in the country, almost 3 steals a game. He leads the Mountain West, 3rd in the country in steals. So, you gotta watch Jalen House trying to get a steal. Trammell's on fire, so you got a guy who's on fire, and you got a great defender on him.
Full court pressure.
Get rid of it, Arope. It's not your. Get rid of it, you're going to lose it.
And Arope steps over the half-court line, and no over and back, and Patino is beside himself. San Diego State.
Because he's very physical, and every player's.
Shot clock at 7. Bradley up with the left. Lobos with the ball. It's Mashburn racing it down the court under a minute left.
Consider a timeout now.
Mashburn to his right, trying to draw some contact, and he does. One more look here, Pete.
All right, here we go. Here's a Guapo rope. It's not his strength. Dribbling. Yep, got it across. Yep.
So all three have to be over the line. Yep. Both feet and the ball
have to be over.
But usually players don't get that close, right?
Right.
They are either clearly behind the line or clearly over it.
Yeah, he was straddling it. Full court press now coming up if he makes his second free throw.
Mashburn makes it a one-point game. So offensively, San Diego State, what are you thinking here facing this full court press?
Got a screen to get it in.
A rope in the corner, throws it away, but they're going to whistle the foul on Alec.
Wow.
Just the sixth team foul.
Oh, it's okay.
For San Diego State.
Okay.
Correction, 16 foul for New Mexico.
Now, good call. He fouled him. You don't want to get the ball in that coffin corner.
Second foul on Alec. Timeout, San Diego State. With a 1-point lead, we continue to see the pressure defensively from New Mexico. Now the next foul, they're going to send San Diego State to the free throw line. So how does that change what they do defensively?
The big thing here is getting the ball in bounds now to San Diego State. You can't move, right? It's after a foul. The only time you can move as an inbounder is after a free throw or after a made basket. So I put Josiah Alec on the ball, right? The first pass would trap New Mexico. Try to get the ball now to a good free throw shooter, right? If you're San Diego State, have somebody come up the middle. I'd have Bradley come up the middle, want him with the ball in his hands at the end, your best player. So, but I would you got to screen now to get him in, because the defenders are all going to mug each other. They're going to hold and grab. They're not going to call it. So you better set a screen now if you're San Diego State. A couple of screens and the screen to roll back. If they switch, the screen is going to be freer than the man who he screens for.
And then offensively for the Aztecs, they've had a lot of success from the three-point line. They're 6 of 13 in the second half. But you've also done a wonderful job scoring in the paint. Where do you look offensively once you break this press?
I'd go inside. You know, Tramel's been on fire. I mean, he making some great plays now.
Butler to inbound. Mensah in the front court, gets it back to Butler. Butler bobbles it.
Wow.
Alec with the trap.
Gotta get it over.
Clock's winding down. Aztecs have to get it over, and they barely beat the clock. 38 seconds left. 15 on the shot clock.
Let's set a ball screen down for Butler. Have him attack the basket.
Mashburn. Butler flips it over. Here's the three from Parrish. Rattles in the silencer.
Michael Parrish. Not over yet. Go to the basket. You don't need a three.
4-point lead. Mashburn knocked to the floor, but fouled on the three-point shot attempt.
Wow. Butler penetrates, helped by House. Big-time shot from Micah Parrish from way downtown. But House helped out and just couldn't recover. Yeah.
And that's the conversation Patino's having with House right now on the sideline, is the conversation of, I imagine, they've hit 6 threes this half. You've already got 2 defenders on the drive. As Mashburn hits the first of 3 free throws.
There's a rule in coaching, never foul a shooter, but never, ever foul a three-point shooter. You're up 4 points and you makes basket okay, but you don't want to foul a shooter. Mensah's a great defensive player, but you cannot foul a shooter.
4th foul on Mensah. Mashburn 2 for his first 2. And this is the big one here because this gives you a lot of options when you decide to foul, because obviously shot clock is off.
You gotta get the ball in bounds too.
Mashburn hits all 3.
All right. The ball. Don't throw it to the corner, coffin corner. You can run the baseline, set a screen, help him get free.
Butler to Parrish. Parrish up ahead to Tramel. Tramel. Oh, a deflection. Lobos will have a chance. House. 7 to shoot. House gets it to go.
6 seconds left. Lobos take the lead after forcing the turnover.
Great defense by the Lobos. Crowd's going crazy. Not over yet.
Pete, you felt like San Diego State rushed it just a little bit more than they needed to.
Yep. Trammell's a little guy. House got a piece of it. And the top steel guys in the country got a piece of the ball. Crossover through his legs. Was right to the basket. Great finish by Jalen House. Mensa's there. Doesn't want to foul.
That's such a good point, Pete, because Mensa, with 4 fouls, you know that's going through his mind as House is able to just get the corner, find the right angle, and slips it in with that right hand. So 6 seconds left. San Diego State, 0 timeouts left. Any foul from New Mexico sends San Diego State to the line.
What you want to do is now get a screen for Butler. Put his head down, just go right to the rim. You don't have a lot of time. The pass lets you get double teamed. Right? And then go to the offensive boards. Try to tap one in at the end if he misses a shot. But I wouldn't throw it to the corner. Try to get the ball at the top of the key, middle of the court somewhere. Put your head down and just go right to the rim.
Trammell with 18 points leads all scorers for San Diego State. Bradley with 11. Step onto the floor, so a chance for the Aztecs to maintain their lead in the Mountain West Conference. Boise State losing it earlier tonight at San Jose State. And for New Mexico, a chance to add a 3rd pristine victory to their resume, looking for the season sweep of San Diego State.
It'd be a giant boost for their NCAA chances.
Patino 2-0 all-time against top 25 teams during his New Mexico tenure.
Yep.
It'll be Trammell to inbounds, Butler and Parrish.
Try to get the ball to Bradley if you can.
With them.
Go to the rim now, you're up top.
4 to go, Butler.
Go to the rim.
2 to go, Butler has to put it up for the win. Butler sinks it at the buzzer. And he is mobbed by his team. The officials will take one more look.
Wow.
But Lamont Butler, did the miracle come in time?
Wow, what a shot. What a shot, my goodness.
Officials are reviewing it. And you called it, Pete. Butler was the one they had to get it to. Let's take one more look.
I thought he was going to go to the basket, but he had Poy. He was taking his time. Butler
clearly gets it off.
Yep. I thought he was going to go to the rim. What a shot.
Game winner by Lamont Butler.